Actually, it's the lead play in our offense. Yes, a YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Packers Total Access postgame show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. You can find me on Twitter at Packers_access. I'm joined alongside Jacob up there on the border of enemy territory, Wisconsin-Minnesota border, always holding it down. Jacob probably going to receive, I don't know, somewhere between two to four red light camera speeding tickets, on the way home there from B-Dubs. I'm assuming it was B-Dubs, but
it was
Jacob, man, that was a tough one to watch for a win, was it not?
Yeah, it was very difficult. I definitely, I ruined at least 3 or 4 tables worth of families Christmas Eve because I was, it was. First of all, though, don't go to B-Dubs on Christmas Eve if you're not ready to get, a grown man yelling. I love you too, Goose. Thank you. It was very difficult to watch. It was it started off real great, and then unfortunately, like a lot of us thought, all of a sudden, for whatever reason, we stopped doing Aaron Jones's kind of like runs again. All of a sudden, we started being like, "Hey, AJ Dillon, you have a broken thumb. Let's see if you can do delayed handoffs and just like short little inside runs." And then we stopped. Dontavian Wicks got hurt. I don't want to focus on the negative. We did win.
Right.
I do want to say though that it was very hard to be positive this whole game.
Positive,
especially in the second half. And go ahead, Clayton. You got something to say, obviously.
No, I was just saying positive, like Coach Mike used to say. You got to throw the W in there. Man, where to start? As soon as we came out in the first drive of the second half, just like last week, and went 3 and out, I went, oh boy.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Look, this defense is what it is. We got to accept that, right? Like, we don't have to accept it, but we got to acknowledge it, I should say. It is what it is. And when you come out, I think they had 3 and outs, 2 of which came in the third quarter, I believe. You can't do that with a, bottom half defense, essentially. So you're right. It's a win. We need to be positive. We need to be. First positive, Jordan Love. Jordan Love looked good. Threw a couple of hospital balls you don't want to see him throw. I'm pretty sure the play Wicks got hurt on was the touchdown catch, and he threw him right into traffic.
Also wanted to Malik Keith, where it was like, dude.
Threw Dobby into a couple of hospital balls too. But on the surface, I think at one point Jordan was 7 for 7. That's definitely the biggest positive for me. As a matter of fact, we've got, and just so you guys know, it's going to be a short post-game show, okay? We're going to basically probably 30, maybe 40 minutes, and I got to run. Dinner got pushed back, or lunch got pushed back, so we still haven't left yet, so I got to leave here by 5 my time. Offense. Well, first of all, look at this. You're talking about a roller coaster. This was the win probability. Jacob Morley on Twitter, at Jacob Morley, tweeted this out, the screenshot. Win probability. Look at that right there, man. You talk about flirting with disaster. And plenty of blame to go around as to why they got back in. The large majority obviously goes on the defense, but man, these first down passes is what's leading to 3 and outs every time. You're coming out, you're passing. Aaron Jones was averaging 7.4 yards a carry, and you come out and throw on first down, 3 and out. Throw on first down, 3 and out. It's like, come on, what are we doing? At that point, we say it all the time. It's a boring argument, but the opponent is the clock at that point, Jacob. So what were you going to say, buddy?
No, I agree with that completely. And it's me personally, you guys know if you followed me for any amount of time, it's like I'm always surprised to see Matt LaFleur surprised. I should have kept on with that Aaron Jones thing. It's kind of weird how that works. The guy's averaging 4.5 his whole freaking career. How about we just give him the ball? And I said that to a guy that was sitting next to me watching the game. I was like, hey, man, Aaron Jones is getting the ball out this first half. Watch him fall off in the second half and just not give it to him anymore. And then we kind of did. And then all of a sudden, in the last drive of the game where it really counted, what are we doing? We're giving A.J. Dillon no lead blocker kind of stretch run plays. And it's like, okay, that wasn't what was working the whole game. So I don't know exactly why we're getting away from it, but it just, again, I'm staying positive. We won, guys. Merry Christmas. Everything's awesome. I got a hat on. It's all good. There was a few different things. Can we talk about the LVN quote unquote roughing the kicker?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
that one right there.
And that set the tone for the day, right?
Exactly.
Very first drive, defense gets a 3 and out. Very first drive, defense gets them 3 and out. LVN gets the penalty. Here's the deal. And I know this dead fish in here said roughing the punter was like a turnover. It sure felt like it, buddy. Jim in the chat said roughing the punter was ticky-tacky. I agree. If you don't like the call, it means you don't like the rule. The rule is you cannot touch their plant. Period. Case closed. I hate the rule personally, but I think that you should, like all things, whether it's football officiating or governing a country, a little bit of common sense doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? It's obvious. And the way he tucked up, I thought LVN did everything he could and kind of tucked up in the ball. But nonetheless, 3 and out, roughing the punter, another 3 and out. So the defense started strong. And you couple that with the 3 and outs from the offense in the second half. And you just, like I said, you can't expect this defense. I charted Jair today, guys. It was so rough. They put him in a slot like we've been calling for, right? He got burnt twice in the slot, in man coverage, I should say. So we were running man on those specific situations. He got burned there. Twice he bit when he was supposed to be playing either cover 4 deep quarter or deep third. He bit on a double move. The first one, luckily, he rebounded with the athleticism and broke the ball up. If he doesn't lollipop that throw in there, he being Bryce Young, that's a tutter. Jair, I'm expecting him to grade out bad. I'm thinking at least in the 60s, possibly the 50s. I could be wrong, but just based off what I've seen, I can't think of one play where I went, yeah, good job, Jair. There was a couple of times he got burned underneath just on normal, like little post routes and things too, little small climbs. But we got Emilio joining us here from Tennessee. Now, Smug Industries with the super chat says Justin Jefferson, revenge game incoming. He's going to want to embarrass Jair. They definitely got a history, don't they, buddy? The way Jair's playing right now, man, I don't want to see him manned up on him. I know that. I don't think we should try to build a game plan around. Let's put Jair on Justin Jefferson. It was pretty ugly today for sure. So yeah. Anyway, Emilio, initial thoughts, buddy.
Emilio
and Smug, thank you for the super chat.
Happy we pulled it out. It wasn't pretty, but you know, the way the offense was humming around, it was nice. But going into the second half, man, I thought we were a second half kind of offense. It was tough not seeing that sort of come to. And you know, like I'm sure you guys have already been saying, defense was tough, man. They couple of man plays we got burnt on, and you know, a couple of zones he just picked apart. So it was kind of just tough all around. You know, we got the stat that finally counts is the one in the win column, but besides that, it'll be a rough tape watch day for sure.
Yeah, you know, everybody's screaming about these first round picks. You know, is Joe Barry at fault for quote unquote not getting them ready? Absolutely, right. But at some point, we got to acknowledge, like, Jair's not playing like a first round pick. He's damn sure not playing like the highest paid corner in the league. Eric Stokes got his lunch ate today too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we're talking about one-on-one situations. Like, you can, you know, I know when we say fire Joe Barry and we say the defense, we kind of put everything in this category. The defense is horrible. The defense is horrible. Break it down to the next level. What was wrong with the defense today, right? If it's play calling, then it's okay. You're moving Jair to the slot to cover arguably their best receiver to shut him down, and he got burned. It's tough. It's
Keyshawn got burnt twice.
Oh yeah, Key got it. But you know,
I mean, on the last two plays, you know, so
it's like we said though. Keyshawn is who he thought he was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the old Denny Green. Like, there's no point this year that you've thought, man, Keyshawn, solid corner, right? It's kind of patched together, and you're not getting a true assessment of anything.
Mm-hmm. I think, can I make one point here? Is I think that at this point, I really am on the even though we won, I'm on the scalp Joe Barry. Get him out of here. I don't care.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody's not on it anymore.
But I really was. I was dragging my feet down because it's like you just said. And I again, Clayton, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here. If I'm a Facebook group guy, I just heard Clayton say it wasn't Joe Barry's fault. Jair was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Blah,
That's
blah,
exactly
blah,
what
blah.
they heard just now.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you is that if it's Joe Barry and he just decided, hey, I'm gonna throw Jair in there, I'm gonna throw Stokes in there because they're 100%. Now that they're quote unquote off the injury list, they can now play with these guys. Clearly they didn't. Stokes got ran over like a freaking second grader. Jair looked like, Jair looked horrible. He looked horrible. And I was looking at other guys. I mean, he looked like he wasn't even ready to. That's all I'm going to say. And so when you look at what at this point, if Joe Barry is just throwing guys in because he's afraid of the locker room dynamic, he's already lost. You know what I mean? And like you talked about, if he's doing it because of what the media said, he's already lost. So at this point, I think he's just throwing anything against the wall to maybe save his job. But I don't know. At this point, the last 3 weeks, guys, 3 of what you would call arguably the 3 worst teams in the league, and we've made each one of their quarterbacks look like they could be MVP candidates. Each one of them. Tommy DeVito, Baker Mayfield, and Bryce Young all had 300-plus yard games, I believe, or at least around that, with a great rating and playing way above any level that they've played against any opponent this season. If that doesn't get you fired, I don't know what does. In a time where if you win those 3 games, you have a red carpet to the playoffs. To me, that's inexcusable. That's inexcusable.
Yeah. Zane in the chat says I was screaming for Valentine. Asked my wife. Face palm. Valentine I think would have played better than either Stokes or Jair today. At least it felt like it. Ralph Love in the chat says, thanks Packers for helping the Bears keep the number 1 draft pick. Hey Ralph, if you're a Bears fan, thank you for sucking for so long, my man. Really
right
appreciate you guys.
Right underneath your chat there, buddy. There's a thumbs up.
It's been a great. I got to be honest, man. It's been a great 30 years playing against you guys. It's been a lot of fun, to be honest with you. So. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this since if it is a Bears fan, just go.
Roadhouse.
The door hits you where the good Lord split you. Mike Hebring in the chat says Vikings will score 70 next week. Well, I hope you're wrong about the prediction like you were today, Mike. Predicting the Packers to lose. I hope they don't score 70 next week. Watch them come out and give up 10 points. That would be when we would all be like, oh God, I don't know what's going on. Nick Mullins isn't a horrible quarterback. He is a little risky in the pocket. You're going to get some turnovers from him if you faint not. But if your number 1 corner against Justin Jefferson in man coverage is going to be giving him 5 yards of separation, you're right, Mike. Liable to give up 70, my man. not going to be good. Adam Block in the chat said, I wish I hated Joe Barry, but this was on the players. You could see it. You say it wasn't on Joe Barry,
but again,
on the players. For me, it's 2 different things there. There's play call, there's scheme. There's 3 different things. There's scheme, / play call, and then there's getting the players ready to play, right? Definitely didn't have the players ready to play. That's on Joe. And as far as the scheme and the play call, I didn't find myself going, why are we calling that? Which that's kind of how I felt all year. It's just, okay, if you're going to call that play, they played it completely inaccurate, But, what were you going to say, Jacob? I'm sorry.
No, I basically said exactly what you just said. It's like, well, yeah, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. If the players aren't in the position, even if you called the perfect game, then that's on you because you're the one that's controlling at the end of the day where they go. And even though that may not be fair, if I'm really being honest about
I think there is, Jacob.
It is what it is, dude. In any sort of business, you can't be like any restaurant, any construction business, anything. You can't be like, well, the underlings absolutely ruined everything and the whole building fell over. But, not my fault. I just hired him, trained him, employ him, pay all the insurance. No, it's like it's your 100% fault. But anyways.
Yeah, I'll tell you another situation. Did you guys see the 4th and short play where nobody was in the A gaps?
Yes.
Yeah. Bro, did you see Joe Barry? They went to Joe Barry in the booth and Joe Barry
was bright red.
Like, how the hell are you not in the A gap on a 4th and short play?
I thought it was Wyatt too.
I was going to say they showed TJ Slayton and he looked over like, where the is everybody.
Wyatt may grade out 0. He really might grade out 0.
That's to your point, though, Clayton. It's, you scheme, preparation, and then execution, man. And it takes all three. And you could see the guys yelling at each other, jumping up and down, flat, like throwing their hands around, screaming at each other. Like, dude, how did you just do that? How'd you give up that pass? Right. Like, yeah, that 4th and 1, like a 15-yard pass. Like, they just turned around and like, dude, how we had the play call. They went right over where the zone should have been. Things like that.
Yeah, it's a tough look, man. One of two things have got to happen, maybe both, really. Next year, you bring in a new DC, and these players need to be held accountable, or you're going to have to get new defensive players in here, period. And I know a lot of people in the chat I've seen, I'm trying to go back and hit on all of them. It's a little bit hectic in here right now, to be honest with you. I understand, hey, this is Jair's first game back. He's going to be rusty. I got all that. Jair graded out bad last year, graded out in the 60s, if I remember correctly. Same thing with Stokes. I see people in the chat saying, hey, Stokes, he hasn't played in a while. I got you. Before he got hurt last year, he graded out in the 50s. Right. Like, there's no reason, if we're going to continue to prop Jair up as if he is the player he was 3 years ago now, I can't subscribe to that, man. There's been players that have had great years and then turned out one great year and then be horrible the rest of their career, right? I hope this isn't the norm for Jair moving forward, but I'm darn sure not going to be fooled into just thinking, oh, no, Jair's a superstar, when the last 2 years on tape, you see him biting on the double moves. You see him blowing coverages. Then it's okay, put him in man coverage. Okay, in this situation, you don't have to worry about him blowing a coverage. He's going to be covering man-to-man, and he gets absolutely torched. It's like, that's a tough look, man, for all that cap room. Like with Kenny, we talk about Kenny's cap hit all the time, right? It's like, man, he's getting paid one of the highest paid interior defensive linemen in the game, and he's not playing well against the run, which, by the way, today, you notice nobody's been complaining about the run defense here lately because we're stopping the run. You can tell that's kind of the game plan. Now you're giving up big plays in the passing game. But when you don't see him, stopping the run game, okay, that's one thing. But what does he do well? He is elite at pass rushing. I mean, he is always in the quarterback's face, pushing the pocket, he being Kenny. So at least you know what you're getting there. You know what I mean? With Jair, it's like, okay, what's he good at right now? The last 2 years, what is Jair good at? I have a hard time coming up with some. I'm waiting for Emilio to go, he can block. Like we did on that one episode. You know what I'm saying, Jacob? Like, what is he good at right now? What can you say in the last 2 years? Here's what Jair's good at.
He's good at stirring up media drama.
Jacob, you're going to get some people after you today, my friend.
Hey, I'm just saying, all right, before I go in there, I'll just say thank you for
I just want everybody to know I don't agree with Jacob here. I'm letting him go out on a limb by himself.
You call me anything you want, but don't call me that.
No, I'm going to stand out alone on that plank. I don't care. By the way, thank you, United Bates, for gifting 10 Packers Total Access memberships. The dude is Santa Claus, literally going around just making people happy. That's amazing. God bless you. Merry Christmas. But yeah, dude, I'll go out there. I'm just, my pet peeve is guys that talk a lot and don't back it up. So like when you're literally the most highest paid defensive player in the league and we have you as a liability, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't, I don't care anymore. I don't care. You look at any other, think about who's the highest paid position or a high paid player in any position. Can you guys name them off the top of your head? Edge, safety, quarterback. None of them are hurt all the time and constantly making excuses and always being like that weird ripple in your media locker room. I love Jair. I really do. It's just the last 2 years, I don't see the pay cost analysis benefiting us at all. If I'm a business owner and this is my business, if I own the Packers and this is my highest paid person, the highest liability on my books, I don't see that as a benefit right now.
You're gonna take away the company truck, right, Jacob?
I'm gonna take away that. His
more company truck.
He's nothing, dude. He's paying for meals, no more per diem.
No, you're right, man. No, you're right. No more special seats on the company tab.
No, yeah, exactly. No, but to that point, I mean, Aaron Jones just came off injury too, so it's like, it's a different position, different injury, but still, I mean, if you're coming off to ball out, let's ball out. I was looking for a couple of but didn't have them. So
It was more like a couple of what?
Yeah.
Jake K in the chat says, thank you, Bates. Merry Christmas with the Christmas tree emoji. Looks like he may have received one of the 10 gifts, or she. I apologize. No, it's Jake K. Okay, cool. Good deal. I see the profile pic, and I'm thinking, is the hair with the wig with the mask, or is it not? It could. I don't know. And we always have to throw out the caveat. It is 2023. So we've got to be very, very mindful of that. All right. But Bates, you are the man. Thank you so much, buddy. If you guys would hit that like button, that way other Packer fans can find this content as well as this channel. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us here on Christmas Eve. Look, the Packers won. They're still in playoff contention. It's a good day. It's just on this show, just like when you've heard us on after wins, even after losses, you've heard me kind of with these moral victories, right? If you see it, you got to say it. It's hard to come away from this game other than the offense. Just absolutely, like, situationally is what I'm talking about with the offense. You can go out there and score 33 points, but if you come out first drive in the second half, you go 3 and out. You go 3 and out, and then I think there was 2 other 3 and outs there in the second half. As soon as that last 3 and out happened, I tweeted and I just said, "Hey guys, hold on tight." And I know people are going, "Oh, whatever. Dude, we're up by 8. This is fine." No, hold on tight. History dictates you keep giving offenses chances to go down and score points after 3 and outs, man. I'm telling you, you should look at the analytics after an offense goes 3 and out, how often the other team goes down and scores points. What are you going to say, Jacob?
Now we're starting to realize again that there might be an issue with the frickin' special teams and Anders frickin' Carlson. I mean, the guy, am I crazy? Did he miss 2 kicks today?
2 extra points. I think he missed 1 extra point.
I thought he missed 1, and the Carolina dude missed 2.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Okay. Yes,
and the thing about Anders is he struggled with extra points.
Right.
But he's in the top. I think he's in the top 7 now in field goal percentage in the league.
Yeah, I was going to say I did like how he came back and had some ice in his veins after missing that extra point and came back and knocked through that field goal. That was big.
It's a weird feeling to be like, I really wish he wouldn't kick the extra point. If we could back him up to like 45, 55.
Yeah, I feel a lot better. Yeah.
That's really good.
Definitely. I know he's hit some big kicks with the game on the line this year. Unfortunately, the defense has allowed other teams to go back down and score and win.
Right. I think they said that was his first game winner, right? That one was?
I think so, yeah. He had a couple more candidates early in the year, but like I said,
right, yep.
Giving up the go-ahead score didn't count. G-Dog in the chat said that win percentage was at 65% at one point.
65%.
65%. That's what we got it, man. You got it. First one in.
Camera turn off. You just head out of here.
Zane Strong said, "Man, I got to cheer these folks up. Let's give 5 more Packers Total Access memberships." Appreciate you, Zane. That's like I said, that's going to be you guys are going to be entered into the drawing to win autographed memorabilia moving forward. I got a couple in the hopper here. I got an Antonio Freeman, right? Ooh. Autographed jersey, but I've also got an autographed David Bakhtiari jersey. That's kind of a pricey one there. More than likely going to be a Hall of Famer at some point. Definitely Packer Hall of Famer. If he can come back next year and put together a decent year, I think he's flirting with I don't know if first ballot, but I think second or third ballot Hall of Famer for sure. So we'll get that stuff in the works. We'll give one of those away next week for sure. G-Dog in the chat. I think everybody does, but he says crazy game had me shaking.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have me shaking. It had me frustrated. Just like those first down passing calls, I was just ready to pull my hair out. But I'm the most boring Packer fan on the face of the earth, you know. And, of course, if he hits it. Hey, can we talk for a second about that Romeo Doubs catch? As Zane gifted 5 more. Thank you, Zane. Appreciate you, buddy. Everybody getting a Merry Christmas in here from Zane and Bates. You guys are awesome. The Romeo Doubs catch. Let's go around the horn. I've already heard Jacob's, and we'll get you to say it live here on the air, Jacob. Emilio, was that a catch or not?
Yeah.
That was not convincing.
If you pan out, Emilio has a gun to his head. NFL.
No.
Really excited, and the next minute, I'm laying on the floor hurting.
No, yeah, it was for sure. Let him carry it through. I mean, the thing is, he's got such big hands. He just palms the thing. He just rolls underneath it.
Jacob, hit him with it.
I'm just saying, like, did Dez Bryant catch a catch?
All right, cue the music.
All right, we're doing it. The show's almost over, and we're doing it anyway. Y'all ready? Here we go. We've got to figure out how to Photoshop Jacob's face in that little UFO.
Yes.
Flying the UFO.
With the Santa hat on as he's just drifting by.
Hit us with it, Jacob. Was it a catch or not, man?
I don't think it was. I mean, look, right? If you look at it, so the rule is you have to complete the catch as it goes to the ground, right? Isn't that the new thing?
This receiving it's tough.
So by that logic, if you look at what Des Bryant did, he did not complete the catch. If you look at what they did on that catch, if you reverse it, I mean, even though that his knee was down or the body hit the ground, as he rolls over, you clearly see that. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I want it not to be a catch.
Right.
I was screaming at the top of my lungs that B-Dubs ruined a bunch of kids' Christmases being like, oh, we're going to lose. That's not going to be a catch. And then I turned around. I was
we're going to give him some.
yeah.
But it never touched the ground, Jacob.
It did.
It did touch the ground, Emilio. So listen, I'm with Jacob. If I understand the rules correctly, you have to maintain possession through the ground. So what determines whether you maintain possession through the ground? Does the ball touch the ground? Did the ball touch the ground?
Uh-huh.
It did.
Yeah.
Now listen,
whether or not it's inbounds or out of bounds, I think the rest were like, it's been a rough year.
Here's the thing: we've had a lot of stuff not go our way this year. I am totally fine with that going our way. Let's see here. Let's see. Drew D says the ball completely left his hand for a bit, and then he grabbed it again. He did grab it. That's everything he just said there. That's spoken like a lawyer. Everything else is true. That is fact. What he just said. He's like, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I like it, man. All right, let's see here. G-Dog in the chat says, just me or did Aaron Jones's carries go down as the game went on?
It's not just you.
Yeah. Let's
ask Matt LaFleur. They'll be like, oh, hey, that's weird.
Well, I think you're right. All right. Let's look at the stats real quick. You want to? All right. So Jordan Love, 17 of 28, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, passer rating of 109.1. Aaron Jones, 21 carries. So here's the deal. His carries did go down as the game went on. I think we would all agree. But if you're not happy with 21 carries, you know what I'm saying, Jacob? Like, what are we going to be happy with? 30, 25? You know what I'm saying? 21 carries for 100. He said 43. That's the
more.
I do it on Madden all the time. He's fine. Yeah. Just give him the ball.
There's no reason you can't rush him for 40 a game. Come on.
Yeah. So he ended up averaging 6 yards a carry. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like them loading the box doesn't play a role in whether they actually run the ball or pass the ball. I'm sure that plays a role. When you go back and watch the All-22, most of the time you go, okay, it makes sense. They got 8, 9 guys in the box. That's why they started passing on first down. It's just frustrating when you know the clock is your opponent there at the end and you see it happening before your eyes. And then the first down incompletion is just a screen. Give me something. And, Love did dirt a couple balls, right? There's no doubt about it. Had a good game. 219 yards, protected the football, 2 touchdowns. Like I said, his touchdown to interception ratio is going through the roof, guys. I'm so freaking excited about that. That's how you stay in games. Unfortunately, with our defense, we've been losing a lot of these close games all year long. But when you look at it again, 21 carries, 127 yards, average 6 yards a carry. Jordan Love had the quarterback sneak, which I love that play. He came to the line and was like, "Oh, y'all ain't gonna mug the line. All right, QB sneak it in, right?" Romeo Dobbs, 4 catches for 79 yards, caught 4 of 5 targets with the touchdown. Tucker Kraft, 4 catches, 60 yards. Have we heard anything on him? Is he okay? Because he left the game there for a minute.
He left the game.
Yeah. Hopefully he's all right. That looked like again, there were some hospital balls out there. There were some guys getting smacked from high balls behind them, leading them in, like the Tay Wicks when he led them right into a tough hit there. But again, Tucker Kraft, 4 catches, 60 yards, averaging 15 yards a catch. Bo Melton, people caught it. You guys caught it in the chat earlier, the listeners. Bo Melton legacy game. It wasn't, people would say 4 catches for 44 yards. That's a legacy game. Well, yeah, it is, and we'll take it. He looked pretty dominant out there. He really did. He had 6 targets, had 4 catches. Dontavian Wicks was banged up, still found a way to get in the end zone. 2 catches for 29 yards, 2 targets, 2 catches. You love to see it. Aaron Jones couldn't get him involved in the passing game. Something else that was missing was A.J. Dillon. You could tell he got 7 carries for 12 yards on the average 1.7 yards a carry, but he was not involved in the passing game at all, obviously, with the big cast on his thumb. That's something I felt like hindered him a little bit on offense, too. Anything y'all want to hit on here? Let's go around the horn, Jacob, this box.
Can I say one undercover hero of the game? Josiah DeGuara. Jumping on a fumble.
Yes.
Instead of trying to do anything freaking fancy, which I believe, I don't remember who it was that fumbled it.
Romeo.
Yep.
And then, so that ended up being like I think it was a third, second and long play or whatever. We ended up getting like 30 yards out of it because we fumbled forward and then we had the scrap or whatever.
All part of the
as I'm
plan.
looking at it, I'm like, oh my God. I watched it just get fumbled forward. I saw nobody. And then DeGuara comes out of the screen, out of right, bottom side screen. I'm like, oh, thank God. And he did. He bear crawled it. Everything that we've all been taught to do in Pee-wee football up until high school. And then when you get into the pros, they're like, maybe if you just scoop and score. Well, I guess they do say scoop and score, but not in the way of like, just dive on it. Just dive on the ball, man. It just made me so happy.
All right, guys. I'm going to get divorced if I don't get out of here quick.
Get out of here.
Emilio, do your thing, man. What you got here?
Real quick. Love that we ran the ball 34 times to Jordan Love's 28 passing. I love that we got a couple end arounds. Matt didn't get crazy with it. And also, we got a tractor back there. Even though he's got a broken thumb, that don't stop him from moving that ball forward. That's it. We got our man there to close it in. But, hey, man, great game from the team. Don't want to get you in trouble. And that's a good Christmas gift, man. We can wake up tomorrow morning happy.
Definitely. Hey, no matter how ticked off the wife is wanting to try to rush me out the door, you always got time for it.
John Deere green on a hot summer night. Hero Billy Bob loves Charlene.
All right, guys. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Hit that like button for us. Help other Packer fans find this channel, find this content. Extremely short episode. Sometimes I feel like I'm going too long, right? And people are going, God, I don't want to sit there and watch that show this long. Now I feel like I'm shortchanging y'all. But thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Thanks to Smug Industries Super Chat. Thank you, United Bates, gifting Tim's married. He's gifting 10 memberships, all right? And Zane Strong gifted 10 memberships as well. That'll get you guys entered into a contest to win autographed memorabilia moving forward that we give away on the show as just a show of appreciation. Also, I don't have the screen grab pulled up. Go to my Twitter page. Go to Matt Ramage's Twitter page. We've got a tweet pinned at the top of the page for Aria, who's battling leukemia. We're raising money for their family. I'm giving away Packernet Podcast Network is giving away a autographed Paul Hornick jersey. For anyone who donates there, you'll get entered into that drawing to win that piece of memorabilia. So you get an opportunity to help an awesome little girl who's fighting a tragic situation, and obviously give yourself a chance to win a piece of memorabilia autographed jersey from the Golden Boy there from the Lombardi era. With that being said, guys, we're out of here. So sorry for the short show. I figured this was better than me doing a show tonight at 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? So just got some initial reactions. Basically, your summary, Jordan Love looked good, protected the football. Defense was hot dookie, running down your leg on a summer day, all right? And then
Summer night.
On a hot summer night, exactly. And ironically, John Deere green. But, we came away with the dub, got a little bit of help today. The Lions beat Minnesota, but we lost the other two games, which was Atlanta beat Indy 29-10, and Seattle pulled out a nail-biter 20-17. Over the Tennessee Titans. So my fellow Titans down here did not do us any favors. Y'all can lick. Never mind. Y'all can kiss my rear end. All right, we're out of here. Appreciate you guys. For those of you listening on the pod, thank you for making us a part of your day. Y'all, if you get a chance, tell Mandy that you're sorry for me because I'm in trouble. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. Merry Christmas. Go Packers.
The power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense. Yes, a YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here. Try to run this play in the alley.